Hello, welcome to this course, Economic Development of East Asia. In this course, we'll study the East Asian economies by taking the so-called issue-oriented approach. What is this issue-oriented approach? Well, we'll start with some issues to understand the subject matter rather than starting out with the models and theories or general data, as is often the case in other economics courses. What are the topics or issues we are going to take up in this course this time? Well, there are 6 issues here to take up. And first is one of the greatest or most serious issues in the global economy, that is China-US economic relations. China versus United States now, meaning the current situation to be analyzed by using current data. Second issue is China versus the United States in the future. So this future prediction that is very important, especially today. Third issue is inequality versus poverty. Inequality will focus on the rich-poor gap, or rich-poor inequality or disparity, whereas the poverty per se is to focus on the extreme poverty, which is threatening so many people around the world, especially in Asia. Fourth, this is a well-known issue, that's development or the environment in East Asia. Fifth is about the so-called free trade agreement or free trade area to be formed, especially involving East Asian countries. East Asian Free Trade Agreement or Pacific Rim Free Trade Agreement. East Asian Free Trade Agreement is often called the RCEP, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. On the other hand, Pacific Rim Free Trade Agreement is well known as the TPP, Trans-Pacific Partnership. The last issue is a very old and traditional issue, still a current issue, population versus development. Is it good to have more population or less population for further economic development? Among these 6 issues, we'll have a debate for the first 5 issues. So let's look at the debate format, but before that, I'll explain the weekly schedule. Monday through Wednesday, every week. Actually, starting next month, June 1st, that's Monday, through July 1st, that's Wednesday. Every Monday, we'll have a brief lecture on the issue, and then discussions on the issue, and to be concluded with a short quiz to make sure that you understand the basic ideas and various related issues. Tuesday, we have a debate on the issue of the week, and free discussions and so on to be concluded with the evaluation. So you evaluate the various aspects of the debate. Wednesday, we have a lecture on related issues related to the main issue of the week, plus 3 discussions to be concluded by the weekly test. And this weekly test is very important because that covers the you've learned for the whole week, Monday through Wednesday. So there will be 6 weekly tests to be conducted, and that will replace midterm and final exams. In other words, there will be no midterm or final exams. Instead, we have 6 weekly tests. Okay. This is from June 1st through July 1st. But how about the May, month of May? That's 26th, 27th Tuesday, no, 26th on Tuesday and 27th on Wednesday. Well, on these 2 days, we'll have some introduction to look at the East Asian economies in general. And there's no weekly test, but there will be 2 quizzes. So essentially, these 2 days follow Monday's schedule: lecture, discussions, and quiz. Okay. After July 1st, we have 2 more days of class meetings online. June 6th, that's Monday, so following Monday's schedule. And then July 7th, that's Tuesday. But that's the last class online, so we'll follow the Wednesday schedule. That is to have a lecture on related issues, discussions, and a weekly test. Okay. Now we take up the debate on every Tuesday. Here's a format. In the first round, round 1, we have debaters' presentations. There will be 4 debaters, 2 students as debaters on one side, and 2 other students as debaters on the other side of the issue, and pros and cons to exchange their opinions. And then each student or each debater has 3 minutes to present as an initial, explanation of his or her position. So it takes up about 15 to 20 minutes. And round 2, that is just the questions and answers, exchange of questions and comments between the 2 sides. And that is often called the rebuttals. So that will take about 20 minutes. So we spend about 35 to 40 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. We regularly have a 5-minute break after 40 to 45 minutes in every class. Then after resuming the class, we have round 3, that is real free discussions involving all students, not just the debaters. So anyone could, ask questions or making comments. So we'll spend about 20 minutes for free discussions to be concluded by the concluding, the statement. 1 minute each for all the students in class. So that will take up about 20 minutes. Now, after the class, you will be asked to fill out the kind of questionnaire or evaluation form to evaluate each debater's performance and the debate as a whole. Okay, that's about debate. In this course, you'll be required to write a term paper. And here is a term paper. Yes, important point of the term paper. You have 2 options to to write a term paper. Option one is to write a critical review. This is to write a review of on the already published paper in the magazines or journals available online. This should be a critical review. That means you have to criticize the opinion of the author of the article already published in a major newspaper or journal. So it's important to find a good opinion article online. Or you can write a so-called research paper. So that's a kind of the typical term paper. But I strongly suggest that you should think about taking this option because it's easier to write and it's a good exercise, whereas the writing a research paper takes much more time and it's not easy to write a good paper, because you are so busy and it's such a short, period of time for the summer. But anyway, you can have these options. Here are deadlines. By June 17th, you have to decide on which option you take, and then you have to decide on topics. In the case of option one, you have to decide which article you'd like to review critically. Okay. If you take an option two, you really have to decide on topic on which you write a paper, and then read the representative references. That should be done by June 17th. That's on Wednesday. Due time is midnight. By July 1st, you have to submit first draft, and due time is midnight. Okay. And the format and the length of the draft can be seen in the typical students' term paper already, posted on the course website. So you have to check out on that. By July 8th, you have to submit the final version. So you have only 1 week. After submitting your first draft by July 1st, I give you some comments and feedback, which you have to incorporate into your final version. So this is deadline, and then I'll read all of your papers and select the good ones to be posted on a course website. So by July 13th, you may or may not find your papers posted on the website. Okay, so do your best for your paper to be posted. Well, I know you have a lot of questions about this course, so why don't you ask those questions in class? Okay, see you later.